Hi everyone, welcome to Tupper Lake. Today is January the 29th, 2022, and we are having a blizzard, and I felt like doing a spontaneous yoga video. So everything that you are about to see is completely spontaneous. I hope you can join me and enjoy it. A few things that you might want nearby before we start is a strap or a belt off of a house coat, a block, a blanket, and maybe a pillow or two. So if you want to just grab those things quickly, we'll get started right away. Okay, we're going to begin in a cross-legged seated position. If this isn't comfortable, you can have your feet forward or even straight. I like to sit on a cushion. It just helps my hips to fold a little forward and keeps my spine nice and straight. So just coming into a comfortable position, hands at the knees. Just soften the eyes, maybe even close them. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. And then a long, controlled exhale out. Take a couple more like that, inhaling long and slow. Pause, long, slow, controlled exhalation. And one more. Okay, now at this time I'm going to invite you to make an intention for your practice. So inviting you to bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. So your love center, your passion center. I want you to take a deep breath in and ask yourself, what would I like more of in my life? So inhaling, what would I like more of in my life? And a long, slow exhale. And this time as you inhale, just affirm it to yourself as if you already have that intention. So say it's like I would like to have more time to myself. The intention would be inhaling, I have all the time I need for myself. Excellent. And if you couldn't think of an intention right away, maybe it's simply that you are open to what you need in your life, because sometimes we don't always know. Okay, beginning with the hands down, touching the floor. Again, long spine, long neck. We're going to inhale and pull the arms back and look up. Exhale, press the palms down and back and tuck the chin. Inhale up. Exhale down. Once more up. And exhale down. Okay, now bring the hands straight out from the shoulders, thumbs to the ceiling. We're going to do seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, press forward. Exhale, bring the hands together, arch the back, tuck the chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Once more, open. And exhale, close. And bring the hands back to the heart. Good. Bring your hands to your knees once again. We're just going to do a few circles with the torso coming to the side, coming forward, leaning the shoulder in, and over to the other side and back. So you can make exaggerated movement here. Just see what feels okay for you. Using your breath. And then in the opposite direction. And one more. And coming back to the center. Now bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee and reach behind with the left hand. We're going to twist here, but we're going to inhale and extend. Exhale, twist and look behind. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist, look behind. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist and look behind. Coming back to the front very gently and mindfully, gracefully, bringing the left hand now to the outside of the right knee, the right hand behind. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist and look behind. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist and look behind. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist and look behind. And then just very slowly come back to the front. And we're going to come up into table pose, so all fours. If you have socks on, you might want to take them off, but you might want to keep them by handy for Shavasana later. So coming onto all fours, table pose, fingers spread wide, taking the weight on the four corners of the hands, knees below the hips, and just begin to gently sway back and forth. And we're going to come into circular motions here too. Again, if this is hard on your wrists, you can make fists. You can even come up like this. But if you want to work those wrists, so again, back and forth, then we come to the left, come forward, over to the right, and all the way back. Once you get momentum, it's a little bit easier. And you can move the head and shoulders, again, exaggerating movement. And then going in the opposite direction. Okay, and then bringing it back up into regular table. Okay, we're going to cat-cow here now. So exhaling the cat, arch the back, press the pelvis forward, tuck the chin. Very slowly and mindfully. Inhale, the bum goes back, chest comes forward and head comes up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. And then return to regular table. Okay, we're going to prepare for sunbird. So we're going to bring our right foot back, toes pointed towards the floor. The leg is in line with the back. Pressing the right hand solidly into the mat, long neck looking forward. And then the left hand comes forward, fingers spread, thumb to the ceiling. Once you get that balance, we're going to exhale, elbow to knee, slowly, and inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Two more. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale in. And this time when we bring it out, we're going to keep it out for a moment. Then we're going to inhale the hand, the foot, and the head up as far as you can. And then exhale the hand and the knee down and bring it all the way back, bum to heels for child's pose. Bring the forehead down to the mat if possible. Inhale into your shoulder blades. And exhale. This time inhale, notice how the belly swells. And exhale. And one more breath here into the side ribs. And exhale. And inhale your back up into table. Okay, this time planting that left hand solidly with fingers spread. The left foot goes back, toes towards the floor, shoulders away from the ears, looking slightly forward, bringing the right hand forward. Now once we get the balance here, exhale, elbow to knee, and inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Mindfully, gracefully, inhale out. Exhale in, inhale out. Once more. This time keep it out. And then inhale the hand, the head, and the foot towards the sky. Exhale, hand down, knee down, back to heels, child's pose. Forehead down, and maybe this time bring the hands behind and take 2 resting breaths here. On your next inhalation, come back into table. Now curl your toes under, and if you don't have your socks off, I would suggest you take your socks off now because we're going to come into some standing postures. But curl the toes under. We're going to exhale the bum back towards the heels to open up the arches of the feet. Then we're going to inhale, come forward and bring the weight over the wrists just to strengthen those wrists. If that's too much, just go where you can. Exhale back, opening the arches. Inhale forward over the wrists. And back, opening the arches. And then to the wrists. And now we're going to inhale, lift the knees, and the bum's going up to the sky. Heels are going back. Head is being heavy. Shoulders away from the ears for downward facing dog. And once you get into downward facing dog, we can walk the dog a little bit by bending one knee at a time. So bend one knee deeply and push through the heel of the other leg, opening up the back of that leg. And then just switch from side to side. Do a few on each side. Then allow yourself to come up on all your toes. Let your shoulders come up to your ears. And then exhale, push the heels back, shoulders down and back, head is heavy. Okay, we're going to inhale the right foot to the ceiling for 3-legged dog. And we're going to bend the knee and we're going to bring the foot forward between the hands. You can drop the knee in the back for low lunge, or you can raise the knee, whatever you feel like you want to do. So I'm going to keep my knee down for today. And then we're going to bring the hands up, inhaling, low crescent lunge, looking up. Exhale the hands down. Plant your left hand, inhale the right hand to the ceiling, look up. Exhale, bring it down, and push the foot all the way back, downward facing dog. Again, walk the dog just a few steps each side by bending the knees. Then both heels back. Now inhale the left leg to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it all the way forward for low lunge on this side. Knee down or knee up, depending what you want to do. Inhale the arms up for low crescent lunge or just regular crescent lunge. Exhale the hands down. Plant your right hand. Inhale the left hand towards the ceiling. Look up, deep breath in. And exhale, hands down and foot back, downward facing dog. Okay, couple of steps. Then both heels back. Inhale the right foot to the ceiling. Bring the foot all the way forward. Again, low lunge or high lunge. I'm going to do high lunge this time. This time we're going to bring the hands to the knee. So it looks like this if the knee is down. If the knee is up, it looks like this. Inhale, goddess arms. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, bring it all to the heart. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, open the hands. Exhale, close. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, heart. Bring the fingertips down to the mat. If the back knee is down, bring it up. And then try to gently straighten that front leg, bringing the forehead towards the knee for pyramid pose. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just let the knee come gently forward and all the way back for downward facing dog. Bending the knees on each side a few times. Then both heels back. This time we're going to inhale the left foot to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Bring it all the way forward for low lunge or high lunge. Bringing the hands to the knee. Once we get the balance, inhale, goddess arms. Exhale, back. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, open arms. Exhale, close arms. Inhale, heart. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, heart. Bring the fingertips down. See if you can straighten that front leg a little bit. Pull your shoulders down and back. Let the forehead come towards the knee. Pyramid pose. Inhale. And then as you exhale, let that knee come forward. Press the foot all the way back. Downward facing dog. Then allow your knees to come wide on the mat. Bring the big toes together and bring yourself into child's pose. Now if you want to use a block for your head, you can do that. If you just want to use your hands, you can do that. If you want to bring the hands forward, that's fine. Or even behind, whatever feels okay. I just want you to take a couple of breaths here to allow some of the runner lunge energy to digest and integrate. So 3 lovely deep breaths here. Remember to pause between the inhalation and the exhalation. One more breath here. Then on your next inhalation, coming back up into table, bring the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, curl the toes under, inhale, downward facing dog. Bend the knees each side a few times. Then both heels back. Raise the right foot on an inhalation. Bring it all the way forward. We're going to drop the heel on the left foot on an angle, and we're going to come up with our hands on our knees for a warrior's dance on this side. So a nice strong foot on the angle in the back, heel to arch. As you bend this front knee, you still want to see those toes, but you get this lovely ability to lunge strongly. We're going to bring the hands up for warrior one, bending the front knee, really strong in that back leg. So we're reaching up, but then we're pulling the shoulders down and back, so we really tighten the core area. So warrior one. We're going to exhale forward. Inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. We're going to reach up, all the way up, look up and a little bit back. Then we're going to exhale, warrior two, bending that front knee, arms forward and back. We're going to turn the palms up. We're going to inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the palms together, look up. Exhale, bring it back to two. We're going to inhale, exalt. So drop the back hand, inhale, raise the front hand, palm up towards and back, looking up, reaching, so you're opening this whole front part of the body. Exalted warrior. We're going to bring it back to warrior two. We're going to straighten the front leg. We're going to hinge forward. Drop the front hand and inhale the left hand up towards the ceiling. Look up for triangle. Inhale and exhale. Then we're going to inhale. We're going to bring it back into warrior two. Flow to warrior one. And now we're going to prepare for humble. So we bring the hands behind, clasp the fingers, pull them down and back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring our chest down towards our right thigh, tuck the chin, pull the arms back and up for humble warrior. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat and take it back to downward facing dog. Okay, a few steps here. Then both heels back. We have to do warrior dance on the other side now. So inhale the left foot to the sky, three-legged dog, and bring it forward. Turn the back foot on an angle. Bring the hands to the knees. Make sure you're strong on that angle. Heel to arch. Again, as you bend the knees, you want to see those toes. Your body is a little bit off to the side. That's fine. That's just how the body goes. And we're going to bring the arms up for warrior one on this side. Again, you're reaching up, spreading the fingers, then pull the shoulders down and back. And all of a sudden you have this strong core and this ability to lunge. So exhale, forward. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up, look up and a little bit back. Exhale, warrior two on this side. Left hand forward, right hand back. Then inhale, straighten, bring the palms together, look up. Exhale, back to two. Inhale, exalt, dropping the back hand, turning the palm, reaching up and back and looking up, opening this whole left side. Then exhale, back to two. Straighten the front leg, hinge forward, drop the left hand and inhale the right hand up towards the ceiling and look for triangle. Full breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale, back to two, flow to one, and prepare for humble warrior on this side. Hands behind, clasp, pulling down and back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chest towards thigh. Tuck your chin, pull those arms up and back. Humble warrior. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands down, all the way back to downward facing dog. Couple of bent knees each side. And then once again, we're gonna bring knees wide to child's pose, big toes together. Bum back to heels. You decide what you wanna do with your arms. They may be tired from the warrior, so if so, you can bring them behind you. And take 3 resting breaths here. Inhale and notice how your shoulder blades expand. Inhale this time into your lower back. Send your breath to your lower back. And one more, noticing how the belly swells. And exhale. Okay, bringing the hands forward if they're not. Bringing yourself back up into table, toes under, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, and an exhale. Now bend both knees and look forward and either walk or hop or step to the front. So both feet between the hands. Keep your knees bent a little bit. Then as you straighten the legs, let your hands come up to your shins and maybe even to the knees, and inhale for a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now pull your belly in a little bit. Inhale, arms all the way to the side and all the way up. Look up, extended mountain. Bring the hands together, press the palms. Bring them down to your heart and just close your eyes for a moment. Notice the heat you've created in the body. Notice your breath, maybe your heartbeat. And then just gently open the eyes. Let the hands come to the sides. Okay, you can step back on the mat a little bit. Feet slightly apart. We're going to bring the hands up into what we call James Bond hands. So pointer fingers together, thumbs crossed, the rest of them clasped. Try to reach so that your elbows are at your ears, so you're pulling back as you reach up. Feet are slightly apart. We're going to start to cool the body now. We're going to exhale left and inhale straight up. Exhale right and inhale up. Exhale left and inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. And one more time to each side. Exhaling as you stretch over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And then bring the hands back to the heart. Okay, bring your feet a little bit further apart and kind of like at 10 to 2 so that your knees bend the way in the direction of your feet. We're going to bring our arms out for standing star pose. Okay. And we're going to exhale, bend our knees into goddess. So exhale, bending, bringing the arms, try to keep the back straight. Inhale, goddess. Sorry, inhale, 5-point star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, 5-point star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, 5-point star. Okay, we're going to go back down to goddess. So we're exhale, goddess. You can stay here, go back up to 5-point star, or maybe you want to bring it down into squat. And if you can bring it to squat, try pressing the elbows to the insides of the knees, back straight. If you want to go a little further, you can always go up anytime you want, and you can always take child's pose. If you want to attempt crow, then we bring the hands, fingers spread to the mat. Begin to lift the heels. The knees are on the backs of the tops of the elbows, sort of the backs of the arms. You look forward rather than down and under. And then maybe just play. See if you can bring one, maybe the other. Maybe you can bring both. And maybe you can bring those toes together. Bring it back down. If it didn't work, that's okay. If you want to try again, that's fine too. Otherwise, heels come down, hands to heart, spread those knees, fingertips down. Very gently begin to straighten and bring the feet back together. Bend the knees, inhale, extended mountain, and exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. So a little balance pose there, a little bit of strength building. But now we're going to continue to cool the body. So I'm going to invite you to come back down into table pose. Okay, you might want to grab your block. We're going to continue to cool the body. So fingers are spread. We're going to lift the knees a little bit here. And we're going to bring our right foot forward, bending the knee for pigeon pose. And we're going to stretch the other leg behind. If you like, you can bring a block underneath the hip for a little bit of support. If you don't need that, then that's fine. Then bring the fingertips back a little bit. Inhale, look up. And then exhale. We're going to bring the hands forward. They can either just go straight ahead with the head down. You can use them to support the head, or you can thread the needle by bringing the right arm under to the shoulder and using the left hand as a support for the head, and let your chest come down to the thigh. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Okay, on the next inhalation, we're going to very slowly unwind, bring it back up. Maybe inhale, look up. And then planting the hands, curling the back toe under and bringing that foot back into down dog and maybe stepping it out a little bit to stretch it. Then when you're ready, we're going to bring that left foot forward, bending the knee, pressing the right foot back. Maybe bringing the block to the left hip, walking the fingertips back, inhale, look up, and exhale again, coming forward, and either just bringing the hands forward, or if you want to thread the left arm under, coming onto the shoulder, using the right hand now for a pillow, and letting your chest come to your thigh. And a few breaths here to relax. Cool the body, slow the heart rate, release emotions that we hold in our hips. I tend to like to stay here longer than most people. But we're going to very slowly unwind, bring ourselves back up. Bringing the fingertips back, inhale, look up. And then plant the hands, exhale, curl the toes under in the back, and bring that left leg back, downward facing dog. And just a few steps, stretching out that leg. Then when you're ready, bring both knees down together and let your bum come to your heels. Okay, we're getting there. Cooling the body. We are going to do one last little back bend here. So we're going to come up on the knees and we're going to bring our palms, our hands, sort of lower back, upper bum. And we're going to pull the elbows together and shoulder blades come together. And then very slowly, we're just going to start to rock back a little bit. And maybe it just looks like this. See where you can go. You're going to start to feel it in your front of your thighs, long neck. Maybe you can reach for a heel. Maybe not. If not, don't force it. Maybe 2 heels. Maybe you can come into full camel. If you can, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, very gently begin to unwind. Slowly, mindfully bring the bum back to the heels. Bring the feet to the side. And we're going to prepare for Balasana, bound angle butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet together and bringing the hands clasped over the toes, moving your bum into the heels if possible. Again, straight back here, pull the shoulders down and back. See if you can press the knees down, the wings of the butterfly. Then let them come up and down and up. This time as they go down, we're going to bring the elbows forward and we're going to bring our face down towards our feet. Tucking the chin so the neck is nice and long. And then as you get forward, just let the head become heavy. I want you to take a deep breath into the shoulder blades here. Pause and then exhale. Take another deep breath down into the lower back. Fill it full, expand it, make space, and exhale. And now slowly inhaling up. Roll the shoulders down and back. Bring your feet forward, flat on the mat. A little bit, knees are still bent. Fingers spread just behind the bum. We're going to inhale, come into reverse table. Inhale, pelvis up, head back. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, the bum's coming down. The elbows come down. Come all the way down. Move anything out of the way. Let the arms come out to the sides just for a moment. Knees and feet together. Very gently press your pelvis towards the ceiling. Squeeze the bum cheeks together a little bit. Bridge pose and let the bum come down. Scooch it a little to the right. Then pull your knees in and allow them to very gently fall to the left. And as they do, very gently turn your face to the right if that's okay. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. You can decide what you want to do with the right hand. Maybe just straight out. Maybe behind you, maybe behind your head. Now close the eyes. Take a deep breath into the right ribs. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to settle into the floor. Another deep breath in. And exhale. One more breath here. Inhale, pause. Exhale, let it all go. Very gently bring yourself back to center, feet down. Let your bum scooch a little to the left now, then pull the knees in and now allow them to gently fall to the right as you turn your face to the left. Maybe the right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Decide what you want to do with that left arm. Maybe just leave it where it is. Close your eyes. Notice how open the heart is here. I want you to take 3 deep heart breaths. Inhaling, fill the heart. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. And one more deep heart breath. Inhale. Pause. A long, slow exhale out. Okay, very gently now bringing yourself back to center. Bringing both knees in with the fingers clasped over the front. And just squeeze them in a little bit here. And then a very gentle rock from side to side. So a little bit of a back massage. Maybe you can go right over to one elbow and back to the other. Coming back to center. Let your elbows come inside the knees. Bring the hands to the outside of the feet for baby pose. See if you can pull the feet towards you, the heels down, and press the elbows into the inner thighs. Now you can stay here, or maybe you can rock side to side, knee to knee. Very slowly, very gently. A few times to each side. And back to center. Bring the hands back to the knees. Raise the head now. Tuck the chin and squeeze yourself with your arms. The tightest little ball you can make of yourself. Press your heels down towards the bum. And then very gently let the head come down. Release the hands. Your feet will come to the floor. And we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So if you want to put your socks on, if you want to get a blanket, a pillow, whatever it takes to make you really comfortable. And you can choose how you want to do Shavasana. You can have your knees bent, maybe feet out to the side so the knees just kind of support each other, arms out to the sides. Or you can have your legs completely relaxed and open if that feels okay for your back. Rock from side to side to get comfy. Again, your arms can be out or they can be on the body, like whatever works for you. Okay, so I just want you to get yourself as comfortable as possible. I'm going to put my socks back on, and while you guys are getting comfortable, I will do that. Okay, you might even want to put something like a mask or a little heated bag over your eyes so that you completely relax. And while you are lying in Shavasana, as comfortable and warm and cozy as you can be, I just want you to relax your feet, relax your ankles, your calves, your shins, relax knees, thighs and hamstrings, open hips, soft belly, supported back, relaxed shoulders and open chest, long neck, but tuck the chin a little bit so it's long in the back, but your throat is still open. Close your eyes if they're not. Soft jaw. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Soften your cheeks. Relax your eyes. Relax the eyebrows and the space between the eyebrows. Soft forehead. Heavy hair. Open crown. There's nothing left to do, but just let the energy digest and integrate. can stay here for as long as you like. And maybe just recall the intention that you made at the beginning of the practice and maybe repeat it to yourself a few times. And then just settle for absolutely as long as you want. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you sharing your time on the mat with me on a blizzardy day. Hopefully it's something we can use when we can't be together. Loving thoughts, loving words, loving heart. Namaste.